Welcome back to talknorth.com. Thank you for listening. If you can, please download before you listen. It helps our business. I'd also like to thank our producer, Brandon Morton, and let you know if you'd like to sponsor this program or any of the programs on the network, you can reach me at jsouhan47@gmail.com. Talknorth.com is powered by Bite Squad. Go to bitesquad.com or download their app. Get food to your door in minutes. Use the promo code TALKNORTH to get your first delivery free. Talk North gets you your first delivery free.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
I woke up this morning with the sun down, shining in.
I am in Los Angeles for the Vikings-Rams game. Roy is back home in Minneapolis, and it is time to start wrapping up the Twins season. A lot of stuff to get to. We will look toward the future more than we'll rehash the past. So we'll do a little rehashing as well. This is Roy Smalley's Chin Music, our baseball show on talknorth.com. Find all the shows on iTunes. Subscribe to your favorite podcast app. Thanks to producer Brandon Morton. And thanks to our sponsors, berrycoffee.com, whizkids.tech in Minneapolis, and Tony Hoagland, your State Farm agent in Champlin. 3 great local sponsors who we appreciate very much. Also, thank you to Bite Squad for signing on for this month. We would like anybody who likes this show, likes the network, go to bitesquad.com, download their app, use the promo code TALKNORTH, as if it's one word, TALKNORTH, to get free delivery. You'd be doing the network a great favor if you did so. We thank you in advance for doing that. Roy, I think before the Twins' last disappointing season, you told me, I don't get too excited because the kids were good last year. It takes a lot to win. And then this year, I think you said the same thing to me in spring training. Okay, yeah, I like some promise, but don't get too far out over your skis. I keep going out over my skis and falling on my face thinking this team is like about ready to win. What is it going to take for this team to win?
Well, also don't be too complimentary of me about that, because I had them between 85 and 89 or 90 wins. So I thought they were taking the next step. This year, I cautioned us both because the question marks remained. And if you'll recall, what we talked about those question marks was, what about, is this the year for Sano? Is this the year for Buxton? Is this the year for Kepler? Because those 3 and Rosario really formed the backbone of the young emerging stars that we're anticipating. We also said that about Jorge Polanco, and then he missed, he was forced to miss 80 games. So starting with the Polanco suspension and the Irvin Santana knuckle that never worked. It was just one disaster after another for whatever reason it was, whether it was injuries and poor performance by Sano and Buxton, whether it was Kepler all of a sudden hitting left-handed pitchers better and it killed right-handed pitchers the year before, and then struggled a little bit more against them this year. It was just and then Lance Lynn not being. I mean, the whole thing was predicated on the young kids really stepped up second half of 2017. They'll take the next step. Management went out and got them starting pitching. Everything looks poised to be better than they were in their postseason appearance 2017, and the whole thing fell apart. So we're right back to the same questions, frankly, and I think that we have, we've gone through this maybe a bit, but it bears repeating that if you look at the teams that are contenders this year, and it's going to be a blast watching them. There are great players and great teams in both leagues in the postseason. And every team's got at least 2 young studs that kind of are the foundation that kind of drive everything. And we could go through each team if we wanted, but I think people get the idea. There are Lindor, Ramirez combinations, Altuve, Bregman, or Correa combinations on just about every team. And the Twins have yet to emerge in that way. Most specifically, Buxton and Sano have yet to emerge as the two young studs that will provide the springboard for postseason play for the Twins.
Now, you and I both know a lot of people who are Twins fans, and it is a fan base that, because of the way things have gone this decade, tends to get depressed fairly easily. I think that the Twins, I thought, attracted so many new fans starting in 2001, 2010. And those fans both were thrilled that they had a team that was competitive all the time and frustrated they didn't win bigger. And honestly, you talk to players from that era, and they felt exactly the same way about it. Now we've had about 8 years of general non-competitiveness, with last year being the real exception where they did go to a playoff game. What is the best reason for hope that you can offer those people right now?
My best reason for hope is hope itself. We're hoping for that emergence. They do have talented young players, and I do believe that the front office is committed to figuring out a way to put a winning team on the field. But they really are so dependent on Byron Buxton and Miguel Sano. I mean, I just can't. If it feels like I've stressed that too much, then let me stress it even more. I mean, it can't be overstated how important those two young men are to playing the kind of baseball at the big league level that they played in the minor leagues and that everybody has been expecting them to. So that's hope number one, that next year is the year for those two. If it is, it's almost immediately a 500 season without doing anything else differently. I think that's how the kind of impact that those two players can have. And from there, it is, young players continuing to make the next step. Rosario, I think, is who Rosario is now, and that we've seen the last 2 years. So that's a positive. We have to find out about Kepler, and Polanco has to be healthy and playing all season the way he's played here the second half of the season. And I think then the final piece of it will be adding. It will be again, Berrios taking the next step, Gibson continuing to pitch the way he's pitched. The young pitchers making those next steps. The hope here is predicated on so much really terrific young talent, and that can be that's frustrating. As we see, that can be really frustrating. But at some point in time, the young talent will blossom, and then it's going to be pretty fun.
I'll offer my reasons for hope. Do want to say that if you want to sponsor this program or any shows on the network as we continue to grow, I think we had 150,000 listens last month. You can reach me at jsouhan47@gmail.com. We love working with local businesses. Also, if you're going to listen to the show, download before you listen. It's a better listening experience. It's also good for us. And we do want to thank Berry Coffee, berrycoffee.com. Do you have anything specific you want to say about your friend Steve Brem?
No, I'm tired of talking about Brem.
I thought so.
He's got such a big head now. There's just there. I'm going to take a break. I can't stand his personality anymore now that he's such a big shot. But no, I have to get in my shots at Steve. I don't have anything more to add other than I'm going to tease us all. The new roasting plant is in development. It's the big newfangled high-tech roaster is about to be installed, and we are going to go out there and do a show from there when they've got that up and running, and it's going to be really fun to hear about and see what this thing can do and taste the resulting coffee again. So it's going to be pretty fun.
I'm looking forward to that. I will just say that, as we highlight different parts of the Berry Coffee experience all the time, instead of me reading all the different products they have, which is an incredibly long list and would eat up all of our time today, go to berrycoffee.com, click on products, and look at everything they have. They're a very green company. They're a very healthy company. But if you want soda, if you want candy bars, they will provide that for you or your employees as well. Go to berrycoffee.com and check out the whole website if you're interested in getting a coffee machine or coffee for yourself or your business. And by the way, I want Steve Brem's head to be as big as a Macy's Day Parade float, so I'm going to keep saying nice things about it. Here's my reason. Here's my reason or my reasoning when I offer hope to Twins fans. And it's not really based on specifics. Any player we talk about could end up surging. Any player we talk about could end up falling back. We've already seen that with many prospects, including the current batch. But if the Royals can go 25 years looking like the worst franchise in pro sports and then suddenly pop up and go to a World Series, win a World Series, almost win 2 in a row, then this whole cycle of looking for the right group of prospects, it can work even when it seems like it is a desperate, desolate approach. And the other one is the Oakland A's, with the lowest payroll in baseball on opening day, are right there fighting out with all these other highly talented, highly funded, great teams. And you know what? Some of the teams that are spending $200 million aren't going anywhere. So, don't get depressed about payroll. Don't get depressed about setbacks. It's baseball is incredibly unpredictable. I don't think anybody thought the Oakland A's with a $66 million payroll were going to be good this year, and they're really good.
And what you see is, you're absolutely right. The KC example is really a good one, because they won with primarily 4 guys that were touted as being the ones that were going to lead them there. And they were failing miserably. And I'm talking about Lorenzo Cain and Hosmer and Salvador Perez and
Moustakas, right?
And Mike Moustakas. And not that, I mean, they were intermittently failing or not as individual players, but as a group leading them to the promised land. They didn't do that. And we've talked about this before. They brought in George Brett to be their hitting coach. What's wrong with these kids? They were taking the next step and then they didn't. It was a step forward and 2 steps back, and then all of a sudden there were 6 steps forward. And that's the way it works with young kids. And once that nucleus takes those steps forward, then management can go out and get players around them, and especially pitching, to help them get there. So, and I think that this Twins front office is committed to doing that. Once they see where they are, they don't know where they are right now on the field, and they don't completely know yet about some of the young pitchers. I'm a little concerned about Berrios. As a matter of fact, I think that he just has pitched so much now that he needs to just kind of shut her down and come back strong next year, because there's another. As important as Sano and Buxton are, as I've said, Berrios is equally important to the pitching staff, to being, what he's shown as an all-star this first half of the season, and what his stuff would appear to be headed toward making him as in terms of a frontline starter. So, there are all these questions. Most of them, I think, are going to be answered in the positive direction. And it doesn't take much. It really doesn't. And it doesn't take long once it does start to happen. It can happen very, very quickly. So I think your Kansas City Royal example is spot on there.
Michael Thannert's company, WizKids.tech, is walking distance from where I live in Minneapolis, where Roy works in Minneapolis. They've built a really cool thing here. They can be your chief technology ally. Go to WizKids.tech. And you can also go to WizKids.tech and see how easy it is to interact with their service department if you ever should need them in a hurry.
Hello, Minnesota sports fans. This is Michael Thanert, founder and CEO of WizKids. WizKids is a Minneapolis-based managed IT, hosted VoIP, and cloud services provider. Businesses today require fast response times, skilled support staff, clear communication, and technology recommendations that align with their business goals. At WizKids, we do this each and every day with our clients. When you call into our help desk for support or work with one of our higher-level engineers on a complex issue, you'll find our staff personable and ready to roll up their sleeves to help you solve your technology problems. Reach out to WizKids today to find out how we can help your business meet your technology goals. Visit us online at wizkids.tech. That's wizkids.tech. WizKids, make it happen.